to niche or not to niche. I'm John Logar from Consulting Unleashed, and I want to talk about niching or niching, depending on what part of the world you're from. So one of the things that you want to take into consideration, often people will say that it's much better to have a niche or a niche to target your product or service with, because it makes it easier for you to build your sales process around, develop your presentation, to have a very clear offer to a specific audience. It also helps you to make your life a lot easier in working with clients, because you can actually productize or focus your energy on delivering a result to one core market. So one of the things, like in our agency, we focus on the physical therapy market. We have a Facebook funnel just of physical therapists that just delivers back pain funnels, and then from there we have a email marketing back-end automation attached to that funnel. And so we only have one core or one niche market to go after. So the big challenge is, a lot of people is like, what niche or niche should I choose to work with? That's where people struggle. And what I'm about to share with you is, one, how to choose a niche, but two, maybe instead of you choosing a niche, allowing a niche to actually choose you. When you're just starting out, if you only got, say, under 10 clients in the marketplace, you're delivering services to multiple types of businesses. You're in the market to work with anybody who will invest in your services in relation to the deliverables that you provide to the customer base. So in allowing the niche to choose you as opposed to you to choose a niche, I want to take you back to your experience. So if you have experience in certain types of businesses, let's say you're from the auto industry, let's say you've got experience in technology, or experience in SaaS, or experience in engineering or financial services, you come with a level of knowledge, inside knowledge of those industries. So sometimes if you're looking to gain some leverage or to grow your opportunity, it might be worthwhile just targeting businesses that you have some familiarity with. And so that makes it a lot easier for you to productize. It makes it easier for you to craft a solution. It also makes it easier for you to engage, because you know the language and you know what their challenges and problems and issues are. So because you've got experience, it's much easier to connect and engage. So that's one way in which you can select to work with a niche. The second way is to talk to businesses and understand how businesses work. So when I say this to you, what you're looking for is, you want to be having conversations with business owners and understanding the type of business they're running, what their customers are like, their customer behavior, their buying behaviors, what is their buying cycle or sales cycle, how much is a customer worth to the business on the first purchase, the second, or even lifetime value for the customer. The more you understand how a business engages its customers, how a business increases its pricing structures or maximizes dollar value from a customer, and the more that you understand how a customer stays or is nurtured into a relationship so that that customer stays longer, then the more understanding you have, the easier it is for you to come up with solutions. So one of the things I recommend to people, rather than going out there and thinking about selecting a niche, go and solve the problem first. Go and see if you can solve a problem with the service or with the product you provide to the marketplace. And what you're going to do is, you want to engage in conversation, and that conversation needs to take the place of understanding. And so from there, you're able to see where the challenge or the problem is, to be able to tailor a solution and to actually start those types of conversations with prospective customers that open the door to you generating clients. The third area in generating niche is to actually pick one. So one of the easiest ways that I know that you can pick a niche is, first of all, would you like to work with these types of businesses you're choosing? So a niche essentially is a defined audience that is in a business category from our perspective in B2B, that sits in a business category. So that could be the contractor market, the health niche, that could be the engineering niche, the pharmaceutical, the trade show niche. There are literally tens of thousands of different niches that you go into. Every city, every town that you come into, if you look around and look at the businesses in those cities and towns, they are all represented by a governing body or an association or a lobby group that actually supports that particular industry. So it's not hard to actually find niches, but there are three criteria that I would be thinking about. First of all, do you like them? Do you like the idea of working with these types of businesses? Do you like the idea of putting together a project or a process that's going to help them get an outstanding result? Or you generally have an interest within that industry. So that's the first thing, because you want to work with people that you like, or you want to work with businesses that you're actually interested in. The second thing is, can you get them a result? So are you able to give them a result with the product or service that you're offering? And so if you can clearly define that result that you can deliver, then that's a big tick. The third thing is, can they pay you? So not every niche or not every person within a niche is the perfect customer. So for an example, in the physical therapy niche, we can't work with practices under $1 million in revenue because our services just aren't able to help those small businesses. We need to look at practices that have multi-partners in the practice or multi-locations that are generating millions of dollars in revenue. So those are the types of practices that we can effectively help and get great results for within the market. So we don't help everybody in our niche, we're helping specific people within our niche, which brings me to sub-niches. So if you're, for example, looking at the dental field or the dental market, instead of saying I market for dentists or I provide funnels for dentists or I generate patients for dentists, you might sit there and focus on a narrow niche within that market. For example, you might say we specialize in attracting Invisalign customers for dental practices that market Invisalign, or we specialize in implants, marketing for implants, or we specialize in marketing for all-on-4 services that dental practice provide. So you can niche for the service or the niche within the market. That's another way of doing that. So that third criteria, can they pay? The easiest way to validate if they can pay is, are they already investing in marketing? Are they investing in the types of marketing that perhaps you're coming to them with in terms of your solution? And how much are they spending? Are they spending at a high volume, at a modest volume, at a low volume? So those three questions, do you like them? Like, are you interested? Number two, can you get them a result? And number three, can they pay? So the easiest way to do this is pick 3 businesses that you think in the list, and this is something that I often talk to people about, because ultimately you just want to go out there and engage. You don't want to overthink this too much, because the more you overthink this, ultimately it's just going to stop you. It's going to be a bottleneck because you're trying to get your head around it. So the fastest way to do this is to just pick a niche that has those 3 criteria and literally start engaging, going for it, and learning from that market. So pick 3. If you've chosen 3, then eliminate 1, you're left with 2. And then do the old flip the heads and tails coin. So the way you do this is you don't look at the coin in the flip. What you do is follow these simple instructions, and this will give you an insight into picking your first niche. First of all, heads is, let's say for example, I've chosen plumbers and I've chosen lawyers as my niches. And so of the 2, I'm happy to work with both of them. I know that I can get a result for both of them, and I know that they're already investing in marketing. So what I'm going to do is heads for plumbers, tails for lawyers. And as I'm flipping the coin, I will place the coin on my back of my hand and not look at it. And here's how you choose that niche. Whatever business you were thinking or you were hoping it would be, that is the niche that you're going to work with. So that's a simple way of selecting a niche in the market. The other thing I want to take into consideration is that if you work with a client, maybe you're already working with a customer and you're already getting a great result for those customers. And so maybe you have a niche already pegged out where you can take that result and share that result with other businesses or like-minded businesses in a vertical market. So that is the 4th way in which you can literally engage a niche for your market. So there's the ideal. Yes, niching is very powerful. The most successful businesses on the planet, they understand who their customers are and they target their marketing, their strategy and their tactics to a vertical to maximize their opportunity to grow their business. So thanks for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you on the next training.